Let's talk about what on target is first before we jump into the entrepreneurial aspect of on target living. Please explain the historical perspective. You got about 4 or 5 minutes to go here, and I'm going to let you have the rest of the segment.
Sure.
Please talk about on target
Yeah.
living.
Yeah. I mean, on target living to me, if you're going to simplify it, is a lifestyle. It's a methodology. It's a way of educating, but also motivating and inspiring people to feel their best. Our slogan is "You have the power to feel your best," and I get more passionate about this every single day as I see people not feeling their best. And so nobody has the control over you feeling your best. You have the power to feel your best. And the way that we do that is through three pillars: how to rest, how to eat, and how to move. And how do we do that? We have products, we have services, we speak, we podcast, we write books, we write blogs. We just try to motivate and inspire people to take control of their own health. I tell people all the time, I can't do the work for you. I'll never do the work for you, but I'll guide you, I'll motivate you, and hopefully try to nudge you in the right direction.
So talk about the historical perspective from when it started, when you came into it, because we want to blend in the entrepreneurial side of
Sure.
you taking over the business. Go ahead, Matt, please.
Yeah, I mean, my father started the business a long time ago, has been doing this for almost 40 years. And I came in the business in 2011. And one of the things I tried to do is take Chris Johnson, the business, and make it into this on target living business that is not in a bad way, but more than just Chris Johnson. It's going to outlive, it's going to be passed on. And so that was the first thing in 2011. I came from school knowing that I was going to go in this field in some way, but I also had an entrepreneurship minor, actually the first group of students at Grand Valley State that went through the entrepreneurship minor program. It's now a major at Grand Valley State, one of the best in the country. And so I knew I needed to connect the health business. You know, growing up with my father, I always saw him be successful, but I saw some people, some trainers, some other health influencers that never connected the business. And one of the mistakes I see in the health and wellness space is if it's not a business, if it's not a career, it's a hobby. And so that was my initial entrepreneur roots of how am I going to bring my vibe, my value to on target living. That was my first kind of project, and I came on board and I got to title my own title, but it was business development. And the first thing that I did is I tried to create On Target Living as a brand versus just Chris Johnson, which Chris Johnson, my father, is the part of the DNA. It's part of the founding story. It's part of the methodology. But my vision is this thing will be bigger and larger and last longer than any of us currently building it.
Please talk about all of the new things that have been happening with on target living.
Well, there's a lot of new things. I think that's my entrepreneurship DNA, always working on something new. But I bought the business January 1st from my father. Now he still is heavily involved, works every single day, but it's going to be 67 this year. He wanted to pass it on. And I like to tell people, and when I mentor people, that you hear people say like a means to an end. You hear that slogan say. And so if Chris Johnson created this amazing company and all this work, but when he decides that he doesn't want to do it anymore, that's the end. And one of the things I try to do, and this isn't to say nobody is valuable, is I was trying to make him more of a means without an end. And so take what he's created and developed and tweak it and adapt it and make it better, but also let it have the sustainability. So that's my entrepreneurship mindset. We got a lot of things going on. Right now we have 3 different locations, but we're really a digital company where we're all over the country. Our e-commerce platform, our podcast, our app, emails. We have customers in every single state. I was just down in Tampa keynoting and continue to do that kind of work. But, you know, my biggest thing right now that I'm trying to do is, you know, and it's your theme, easy is never the answer. Everybody wants to be viral. They want to have the attention of a lot of these bodies. But one of the things that I realized early on is the type of work that we do is not 30 seconds. It's not viral. It's not going to be something that you sit and get entertained the whole amount of time. And so it requires slow, progressive growth. And as an entrepreneurship, you don't really like to always accept that, but that's the truth. And so that's what we've been building slowly And each year we grow faster and bigger, but we do it in a way that not only is sustainable as a business, but it's also the most valuable for the customer. I could come up with new products, I could sell more widgets, I could keynote more times, but how do you keep the value ratio with the growth ratio? That's what I'm constantly battling.
How does that working out for you with all of this? Because you've got a lot of balls that are flying around in the air and you seem like you're really well balanced and you're traveling. So you must have a pretty decent system happening. How's that working for you?
Yeah, I mean, you got to have systems. I think sometimes you fake it to make it. I have 3 kids. It's a different season. It's busy. My wife says, like, why are you doing all these things? Well, you're trying to put in the effort now for less maybe effort and difficulty down the road. And so, there's a slogan, and it plays right in what we're talking about today. Easy will become hard, and hard should come easy. And so, what does that mean? If you just always do the lowest hanging fruit, the easy thing, because you don't have the effort, the energy, the time, things get harder. Same thing with your health. If you don't invest, if you don't prioritize, if you don't put the value there, your health gets harder. And so that's how I live my life is when I see an opportunity, it's called eating the frog. I try to do the hard things first. Having 3 locations, buying the business, having 3 kids, it's hard right now. It's a challenge. It's a balancing act. But I have a vision for what I think is possible, and this is required to hit that vision.
What is that vision? What do you see? What is your dream?
The dream is to help people transform their health, and the way that you do that is you have to be top of mind. You have to grab their attention. So having more people listen to the podcast, have more customers buying superfoods for themselves. All those things add up. And we used to be a keynote business, so a B2B style business, and we still do keynote and speak. But just to give you an idea, once upon a time, our business was 90% revenue generated from keynotes and maybe 10% generated from something else. Today, that ratio is close to 80 from everything else and 20% from keynotes. And so we've transformed drastically. COVID was a absolute multiplier. I told the team in middle of COVID, we're going to pivot to 2.0. And then about 6 months into COVID, I said, we got to pivot to 3.0 because you can't just keep expecting that thing to stay the same.
Matt Johnson's king. He is product of his mom and dad, and I love his dad so much. He's one of my best friends ever, helped me so much, and I can't say enough about On Target Living. And I swear to you all, go to their website, check out their books. This what's helped me get to this point in my life, and I am so grateful to have them in my life. You need to find them as well. They can help you because their stuff makes sense. It really does work. And Matt he was great. So that was fantastic. So until next time, peace out, everybody. I'm Papa Tom. We'll talk to you soon. Great day.